Hey, mortgage coach, Dave Savage. I am currently traveling. Obviously, I'm in a car. I am not driving, just to be clear. I am with Tim Braheem. Hey, Tim, how are you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you. So, folks, Tim and I want to do a debrief on Mastermind. We wanted to do it this week, so we could get you our takeaways from last week. I've got a couple. I'm going to wait till the end of this conversation to share them. But Tim, you coach some of the best loan officers in America. You spent a lot of time with a lot of people at Mastermind. You know, what were some of your top takeaways?
And first of all, happy Father's Day weekend to you, Dave, and to all the fathers that are out there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I would say my biggest takeaway was related to my presentation in the sense that I got a lot of feedback this year from people. Those of you that have seen me speak before, especially over the last 5 or 6 years, know that I kind of deliver somewhat of an unconventional presentation in the sense that I'm always looking to weave the interpersonal development realm in with the tactical, specific mortgage-related subject matter. And I kind of piggybacked off of a presentation that you and I did, Dave, not too long ago, in your mortgage coach community around cultivating connection and how critically important that is going forward with price compression, with technology advancement, with the speed with which mortgages can be done going forward. Connection, true connection with referral partners, in particular, realtors, accountants, financial planners, insurance agents, divorce attorneys, et cetera, is vital because it's the one competitive advantage that you can hold that technology can never compete with. I mean, yes, you can connect with people via video, via Facebook, those types of things, social media platforms, but there's nothing that really, replaces this like two human beings, feeling each other. And I did a process at the beginning, at the end of my presentation where I asked everybody to stand up and find a partner. And then they were asked to spend about 45 seconds in a very intimate way staring into the eyes of the person that was in front of them. And for some people, it was wildly uncomfortable. I took share from the audience in terms of what their experience was. I saw people deflecting with humor. I saw people deflecting with conversation. And then I saw people that were able to really fall into that experience. The entire presentation was about how to drilling down very tactically and deeply on how to develop deep connection, loyalty with realtors, accountants, financial planners, and insurance agents, and how to really connect with your clients as well on an intimate level to where, that becomes kind of the linchpin for all your future business. You don't have to worry about somebody coming in and taking them away from you. And it is one of the things that actually brings a lot more joy to our lives, right? If we are connected to other people, life can be a lot more fun. Work can be a lot more fun. So the experience that I had in closing this, it was really impactful, was that it was about 11:30 at night. You and I were having dinner with a bunch of other people at the steakhouse at the hotel. I had to use the restroom. When I was done using the bathroom, I went to wash my hands, and this guy kind of stopped me in the bathroom, and he said, "Hey, your presentation today was really impactful on me." And I said, tell me more. What did you learn? What was your experience? And he said, well, that process where, you had us stand in front of a stranger and look into their eyes like that. He goes, it was deep for me. And he said, my buddy, for him, it was really uncomfortable. And he asked me afterwards, what do you think the reason was that he had us do that? And I said, well, I don't know. What do you think the reason was that I had you do that? And he said, well, I think it was probably because you wanted each of us to experience what it was like to connect with another person and to experience whether it's hard for us to do so and what feelings and emotions we would have come up in doing so. And for me, it was super emotional to hear this young man, he was probably 30 years old, sharing what his experience was, because for me, it was I felt wow, I got through to at least one person. That's exactly what the intention was to bring forward, is it hard for you to connect? And if so, why? And how do you let your guard down a little bit so you can have meaningful connected relationships when you're meeting with a real estate agent, when you're meeting with a client, where they can really feel you and feel your intention is to connect and to serve them rather than to try to trick them into saying yes to you. Because so many of the relationships that loan originators forge are ones that don't last very long because the foundation of the relationship was a strategic sell versus a connected relationship between two human beings that develop a mutual respect and trust in one another that then spawns something that can be a decade long, and I gave examples of different loan originators that I coach that have these types of relationships and how I cultivated them myself. But wow, it's a whole different ball game when we don't make it so hard, Dave, and we just let our guard down a little. We get to know somebody. We understand what's important to them, what they need help with, what their hobbies are, find a common ground, lead with that, and remove the heaviness that we carry into the initial meeting with someone that comes along with the intention of trying to convince them to send you business. It's an entirely different dynamic. So my takeaway was how much people want to connect and how much they really understand that it is a foundational necessity to the growth of their business going forward. I just had an overwhelming number of people share with me how much they got from the hour and 15 minutes I was on stage. And it just said to me that they're thirsty and that they're hungry for this, that they want to be real. They want to be vulnerable, So that was my takeaway.
Love it. So that continues to be a takeaway, is just how important it is to the success of the future local referral-based loan officer, that what do you have? You have your humanity. And so you need to amplify your humanity. You need to amplify your connection. You need to improve your interpersonal communication skills so that you are really connecting with people in a logical and an emotional way. I hope the takeaway for everyone is, it doesn't mean that strategic selling isn't important. It just means it's not everything. To get a business relationship with someone, you need to be strategic. You need to deliver obvious value. My personal number one takeaway was, and it's not a new takeaway, it just became like something that you did as a competitive advantage a decade ago, something that we've been doing at Mortgage Coach forever, which is, hey, when I help a family who's getting a mortgage, I'm going to help you make a great decision, total cost analysis. I asked you what your goals were. I demonstrated that I listened to your goals. I provided transparency and options. And then, I love that script that you did, which, by the way, I'm going to put a link down below to a couple things. One, I'm going to put a link to Tim's first interview where he talked about the importance of connection and talked about how to gain connections. So I'm going to put that down below. And then that script that you did where you talk about, again, it was tactical. It was strategic selling. It's like how to win one loan, really win the loan for life. I call it Tim Braheem's client for life script. Very tactical, very strategic. Now, again, how you deliver it matters, how you connect matters. But to me, it's just like, hey, if people can learn that one script, I came into this interview going, hey, if you can learn that one script and actually implement it consistently and execute the back end consistently, you're good to go. But I think I'm going to edit that after hearing you, Tim, because to implement and execute it means you really need to connect. So I don't know. We could go on for probably an hour.
You combine the strategy. You're absolutely right. I agree with you 1,000%. You have to have strategy to display your value. But I don't believe that's enough. I think just strategy is falling short of the potentiality of what's available. Strategy combined with sincerity, connection, truly serving the person, and them feeling that you really care, that's the wicked combination that no one can compete with. You can have strategy if you're Quicken. You can have strategy if you're Lending Tree, but you don't have human connection. You don't have the personal touch and care. And that's what we all want to experience and feel as human beings, is that someone sees us, someone cares about us, someone's really got our back. When you combine those two, it's a deadly combination. And what you're referring to is the annual review process. And there's just the right way to do that. Excuse me, a lot of loan officers really fall short of executing on that annual review process in its fullest potential. And that's something I'm super passionate about. And the originators that I've taught how to do that the right way are getting incredibly high yield.
Love it. Well, let's do this. Let's wrap this up. I want folks to, one, just listen to that script. If you haven't listened to Tim Braheem's Client for Life script, link down below, check it out. If you really, it was one of the most watched interviews of the year, the one we did before that, where you talked about, building a competitive advantage. You talked about lead conversion, and you talked about connection. Tim, I know you've got some new things in the market, and if people want to learn more from you, to take advantage of your new program, what would they do? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, thank you. So our website is www.performance-experts.com. And Leadership 360 is our one-year coaching program, and we are interviewing and accepting applications for that literally right now. We have 4 spots available for the next group. So if you would like to explore coaching with us, go to www.performance-experts.com. But the other thing that we have is, for the first time in 17 years, I have a product. It's been since Loan Toolbox that I've created anything, and it was basically created as a offspring of the presentation that I'm referencing in the interview that I did with you. I just felt like I wanted to create something completely comprehensive and a roadmap, like a very specific to-do program on how to cultivate relationships with realtors, accountants, financial planners, insurance agents, and how to nail the annual mortgage planning review and further develop the relationship with the client, because it's all about relationships. So it's the complete referral partner success system. It's robust. It's incredible. I'm super proud of it. And without getting into details, I'll just send you the link, Dave. I want to offer a $100 discount. It's $899 one time. It's not an annual fee. It's $899 for the entire product. But we're going to knock $100 off for your community, and I'll send you the link, and people can go check it out. And if you have questions, about it, just reach out to us, and we're happy to get on the phone with you and answer them. But I know you're going to love this product, and if it just gets you one new relationship, which it should get you a lot more than that, it's going to more than pay for itself many times over.
Well, everything you do, brother, I am a fan of. I know our community will get immense value from it, and community. So I'll put a link down below. Check out Tim's newest program, connect with him if you're looking for a coaching relationship and you want to invest in a life-changing experience. What Tim does is amazing. Again, if you want to kill it in the market to come, you need to amplify your humanity, your personal connection, but you need to do that using the total cost analysis. Again, I've been preaching that. I am Mr. Mortgage Coach, but I'm Mr. Mortgage Coach because I know it works. If you ask people great questions, get their goals, and then you deliver that experience, high touch, high tech, it's game changing. Tim,
yeah, let me just say, I know it works too, because I used it on every single loan for 7 years, and it was my secret weapon, and it's just mind-boggling to me that anybody could live without it. The tools that you have are amazing, and you knowing how to use them at point of sale to combine that with the connection piece is what it's all about.
Right on, guys. Well, hey, Tim, thanks for taking time to do this debrief on Mastermind. I look forward to seeing you again soon, man.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Good to see you. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.